Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Di, and today is the start of my February Disis19 Diaries. We just finished up our meeting for March Mystery Madness, which by the time you're seeing this video, announcements have already been posted for that. This will be my 6th year hosting March Mystery Madness, and it is our 7th round of our reading event. So really looking forward to everything that will be happening in the month of March. For those of you who are not aware, March Mystery Madness is a month-long reading event where we encourage the reading of mysteries. Any type of mystery is welcome, and we have a wide variety of hosts who, amongst the hosts, we cover, I believe, almost every mystery subgenre there is. So yeah, it's a really fun event, and there's a lot of different types of mysteries to talk about. Typically, I just stay in the cozy mystery lane, but since I have stopped doing Book One Cozy's Club, I am trying to focus on a lot of other types of mysteries that I enjoy, including serial killer mysteries, manga mysteries, which is something that I'd like to talk about in the month of March, and suspense, horror novels, all kinds of other types of mysteries. So yeah, we just got finished talking with all of the hosts about plans and dates and things like that, and it's going to be a good time. So if you are a mystery reader, I hope that you are joining us. This video will probably be up in February. So yeah, I hope you do join us. As with every year, we will be having a broad kind of topic and theme. So there's a lot of opportunity to get at least one mystery book in during the month of March. Even if mysteries aren't your thing, there's always books that have mystery type of elements that aren't necessarily classified as mystery. So I hope you will explore mysteries with us in the month of March. It is a really, really good time. And like I said, this is my 6th year hosting, and I wouldn't be with this readathon this long if it wasn't something that I really enjoyed. So yeah, enough about March Mystery Madness. What have I read since I talked to you last? I have read 3 things, one of which was Haikyuu Volume 3. I did mention to you that I was probably going to finish that the last time I talked to you, and I did in fact finish it that night, which was actually after midnight, so the next morning, February 1st. Really enjoyed that, gave that 5 stars. I finished City of Villains, which I also talked to you about in my last January Disis19 Diaries. I ended up giving that 3 stars. So yeah, it was okay. I will be continuing to the next one. The ending of the first installment was where everything was like compiling and getting us really set up for everything to come in the next one. And I think the next book should work out better for me. But you'll hear more of my thoughts on that in my wrap-up vlog, which I also just filmed. And then I finished Desperate Measures by Katie Roberts. It's the first book in the Wicked Villains series. It is a smutty novel, and it goes by really fast when you just skim past all of the smutty stuff. But yeah, I ended up giving that one 3 stars as well. I'm definitely trying to expand my reading now that I'm not so focused on Book One Cozy's Club and reading a lot of cozy mysteries. I'm kind of trying to explore, like I said in my goals video, my end of the year kind of stats video, trying to explore the things that I like, because I really feel like I've lost my reading taste. I don't quite know what it is I actually enjoy reading anymore. I believe that I am a mystery reader. I believe that I enjoy reading mysteries. But for so long, I've kind of always been picking up cozies because I ran the Cozy Mystery Book Club. And while I do enjoy cozies, I know that's not the only thing that I enjoy. I don't know that that's the top genre that I enjoy. And I'm just trying to find my reading taste and explore other types of things that I wouldn't have reached for in the past because there's so much to read. And I just want to kind of expand my reading horizons, if you will. And so this whole year is a part of discovering new types of books, maybe trying out a lot of things that I hear lots of people talk about because I always avoid hyped things. But like with this particular book, a lot of people are talking about it right now. And so I had always put it off, saying, it's not my type of book. It's got a lot of smut, which, yeah, it does. But if you skim through it, not only is it a fast read, but it was entertaining for me. It was just like any other retelling where you've got like a flipped kind of situation. And I thought it was interesting. I'll definitely be exploring more of her work, just to see how these characters interact with each other. I'll probably still skim through all of the smutty stuff, but she also has a Greek god-inspired series that I'm interested in checking out as well, because I really enjoy reading about Greek gods. And yeah, so that's everything I've read at the moment. I haven't brought out what I am currently in the middle of, but I will put up pictures here. I did start my FBI Profiler mystery, which was Velocity. It's the third book in the Karen Vale mystery series by Alan Jacobson. I'm really enjoying that. It was a little bit difficult for me to jump back in to kind of remember what happened at the end of book 2, because as I've mentioned before, book 2 kind of leaves off on a cliffhanger and it immediately jumps into book 3. So it took me a bit to remember where we were, what had happened right at the end of book 2. I think it's been 2 years since I've read book 2. So yeah, that would be why it took me a while to get back into it. But I'm enjoying it so far. The investigation is very interesting. Some of the things that happened in the aftermath of what happened at the end of book 2 is very interesting as well. Definitely a few things have come up that I didn't expect. And where I am right now, it's kind of like a weird situation going on. So I'm looking forward to seeing how all of that plays out. Also, this particular mystery seems to only span a very short amount of time. I was reminded of that when I was reading that section last night. I think it's only been about 1 or 2 weeks, which this particular mystery feels like it's been a long one just because I guess I've taken a long time to consume it. But now even more of a time strain has been put on this. At the point where I am, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how this is all going to play out and how long this mystery is actually going to take. So I'm enjoying that one. I borrowed a copy from Hoopla, and I'm reading that in audiobook, in ebook format. So I'm reading that, and I'm also reading something from The Night Side, which is the first book in the Night Side series by Simon R. Green. I am reading this for the February Fantasy Stories readathon that's being hosted by the Bookish Bryants. And I'm enjoying this one as well. I started it on audiobook a couple days ago, and I'm just getting familiar with the Night Side and our main character. I'm not enjoying the narration of the woman character, though, that hired our main character. She seems very whiny, and I don't know. I just don't like the voice that's being presented for her character. I mean, obviously, she's distraught because she goes to obtain the services of our main character because he is a finder. He can find things. That's his gift. But the way that she like asks questions and kind of makes demands is kind of very whiny. So I'm not enjoying that. But I have read a little bit physically as well because I do have a physical copy, and I'm enjoying that a lot better. I kind of feel like there is something the woman character is not revealing to our main character. And forgive me, I don't remember any of their names because I'm not that connected to the story yet. But yeah, I get that feeling that she's not being 100% upfront with maybe why her daughter's missing or ran away. So yeah, enjoying that. Will definitely be continuing. I am on vacation, so that is a great thing. I'm on vacation until the 22nd. Did I tell you that it was the 7th of February? I can't remember. This is what happens when you film your wrap-up video and your diary entry back to back. But it is the 7th of February. The 6th. It is the 6th of February. Oh my goodness. See, I've already got vacation brain. But yes, I'm on vacation until the 22nd. And I have been enjoying watching the Olympics. And I have been knitting on my Namu sweater, but I think I mentioned in my January Disis19 Diaries that I might have to put that down because it is a cabled sweater, and with the chart, I don't think that I'm going to be able to concentrate on the Olympics because obviously you need to be watching. So I pulled out a different project that I've had on the needles for a bit. I was actually knitting on this while we were doing our March Mystery Madness meeting, and it was even more like something that started calling to me because of the commercials that I've been seeing for the Olympics, and I'm just trying to situate this so that it'll be easier to see when I hold it up because it is all crumpled. But this is my Yeti Goes to Jurassic Park V-back tee. So I named it this because this colorway is Yeti Goes to Jurassic Park by Lolo Did It, which is a hand-dyed yarn company. And so I immediately had to purchase this colorway when she came out with it and decided to use it for a V-back tee, which I'm showing you what's supposed to be the back, but I think I'm going to wear it this way with the V in the front because I think that would just look more flattering for me. But it is a reversible garment, so you could wear it either way. I think I would just prefer wearing it with the V in the front. And so yes, we've been seeing a lot of commercials for Jurassic Park Dominion, which is supposed to be coming out this summer, and I'm super excited. And I remembered that I had this on the needles, and it is just plain stockinette stitch. So it's just the same stitch round and round. I do have to kind of keep an eye on every other row though, because there are some increases and decreases that are happening so that I get that V in the front. But other than that, it's just plain stitching all the way around, and I am really, really enjoying it. I moved it into this dinosaur constellation bag that I picked up last year. This is from Utterly Adorable Knits, and I thought it's got dinosaurs on it. It would be perfect for my V-back tee. So, yes, I actually still have the tag on it. So it says Dinosaur Galaxy, and it's from Utterly Adorable Knits. And so, yeah, got this nice turquoise fabric inside. And so I am using 2 balls of yarn, just because with hand-dyed yarn, you can get some pooling sometimes, just because of the nature of hand-dyed yarn. And so, yeah, I am really, really enjoying working on that, and maybe I'll have a V-back tee done by the end of the Olympics, who knows. But that is pretty much all that I have been up to lately. Oh, speaking of dinosaurs, let me share with you my sweater. So you can see, I've got some T-Rexes on my sweater. I thought this was just super cute. Had to have it, and I'm really enjoying it. And so, yes, that will do it for me. For this diary entry, I will be back with you a little later to share with you more about what I've been reading and what I've been crafting on. So I'll talk to you in a bit. Hi everyone, it is Tuesday, February 8th, and I'm here with just a little bit of a check-in. I just finished filming my March Mystery Madness announcement video, and of course, after I filmed the video, I remembered a couple other things I wanted to suggest for our theme, but those I think are pretty obvious, so I think it's okay that I left those suggestions out. But yeah, so I am going to edit that video right after I film this little clip, and then I will get that scheduled. And I wanted to tell you, I keep forgetting to tell you, but I'm wanting to do my nails today. So I had put on the blue Color Street nail strips, I think it was a couple weeks ago, and a day or two. I think it was on a Saturday. So yeah, I wanted to show you how they held up for me before I did change out my nail color, because there is a big difference from how the Lily and Fox nail strips held out to how the Color Street nail strips held up for me. So I had mentioned in the second part of my Disis19 Diaries for January that the Color Street nail strip is probably going to last me a couple of weeks, but this is what it looks like right now. So you can see this nail is almost entirely gone. These nails are still on, but there are cracks in the polish. And you can see that I'm missing a large chunk here. And then on this side, you can see I've lost quite a bit on the first two fingers, as well as I am missing a chunk right there. So yeah, these did not hold up very well for me. In fact, you can see that my pointer fingernail here is very short, and that is because my nail ripped off. So I do have kind of weak nails, not so much so now, but they do tend to split and then they peel. And so this one started splitting, and then it started to peel, and then it peeled really low. So at that point, I was just like, you know what? I've got to chop it, because otherwise it's going to go below where the nail meets my skin. And you all know that's going to hurt like crazy. So I will be redoing my nails today, and I've decided to go again with a Color Street nail strip, because I do have several of them, so it doesn't matter to me if they only last me a week or so. So I'm going to be going with this set. This is the Downtown Romance set, so it's just a glittery silver with hearts and XOs in a hot pink color. And so every February I forget to use these, and so I'm going to go ahead and put these on since it's roughly a week to Valentine's Day. And so yes, I will be changing my nail color out to that. The next time you see me, I should have that nail color on, provided it doesn't come off like these do. I have a feeling that these didn't last as long though, because it has been colder. I have been taking hotter showers, and they just don't hold up to the hot water. But that being said, it will be 90 degrees by the end of this week. Today it is 80 degrees. I am not happy about it. To me, it's too early in the year to be having 90-degree weather, let alone mid-80s or even 80. That is highly unusual for where I am, which is on the west coast of the United States. That's about as specific as I usually get when talking about where I am, just to keep things nice and private. But yeah, I'm not happy about the weather, but got to be happy about something. So I'm going to give myself some new nails. I'm going to do some video editing and enjoy my vacation. So yeah, I just wanted to hop on and let you know that I will be changing my nail polish and show you what I'd be doing. And that's about it. So I hope you're having a good one, and I will talk to you later. Hi everyone, it is Tuesday, February 15th, and I am here with another vloggy check-in. So since I talked to you last, I finished 5 things. So let me just tell you how I rated them. I finished Simon R. Green's Something from the Night Side. I had read this as part of my reads for the February Fantasy Stories readathon that's being hosted by the Bookish Bryants. This is the first book in the Night Side series, and I ended up giving this one 3 stars. There's just something about this one that wasn't very satisfying for me. I'll talk about it more in my wrap-up, but yes, I gave that one 3 stars. I'm hoping the second one, which is also on my TBR for the month, will be a bit more interesting. That one had a lot of setup for a character and things like that. So yeah, and then I read 4 of the 6 volumes of manga I need to read for our manga club meeting, which is going to be on Thursday the 17th. So I read volumes 3 and 4 of A Silent Voice. I gave both of these 3.5 stars, and for me 3.5 star means that I'd recommend it, but I won't reread it. That is just a story that is just not my type of story. I do think it's important for other people to read it though, and so yeah. Then I read volume 1 of Love and Heart by Chitose Kaido. I gave this one 4 stars. I really enjoyed this one. It definitely has that mysterious vibe that I enjoy in the things that I read, but I could kind of figure out a few things. I'm interested to see where this story is going to go and how suspenseful it's going to be. That volume definitely gave off a little bit of suspense, but yes, definitely intrigued to see where that one's going to go. And then I just finished volume 1 of Can't Stop Cursing You, art by Natsuko Uruma, original story by Kensuke Koba. I gave this one 4 stars as well. I really enjoyed this. It definitely gave me the Death Note vibes, like I had mentioned earlier. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in this vlog or if I mentioned it in my Monochrome Manga Club series First Impressions video when I was talking about what the February selections were going to be, or if I talked about it in my Rotating Decks TBR game video. But I know I mentioned in one of those videos that this has been kind of compared, or not compared, but spoken alongside Death Note as far as the kind of overarching story. This one I thought was going to be following just the one case. Based on what's on the back of this volume, I thought it was going to be a 1 case thing, but it looks like it's going to be a multiple case type of series with our story following the curse breaker. And so I really enjoyed this. I definitely could feel like this was going to be a multiple case kind of series just with the case that we're dealing with in this volume and how that goes. But yeah, more of my thoughts on all of the manga volumes in my Monochrome Manga Club series First Impressions video, which I'll probably be filming this weekend because I don't like to film that before we have our meeting. That way I can kind of let people know what people in the manga club thought on the volumes as well. I am still reading Velocity by Alan Jacobson. I think 40, maybe 35-40% through that one. That one's a slow-going read for me. I kind of feel like I've been reading it for a long time, but apparently I'm not really getting anywhere. And I do feel like I sit down for it for chunks of time, but yeah, I'm not really getting anywhere. I'm not seeing that the page count move up as fast as I normally would, which is a bit concerning. I am really having a difficult time with our main character, Karen Vale, and how she's acting and reacting to things in this particular installment. She is very immature. It's almost like she's got like a one-track mind and can't do her job, which I'm not enjoying at all. And she's very whiny, and I have the same problem in this installment that I remember having in the previous installment, whereas she is a single parent and she doesn't regularly check in with her kid. And for me, I am also a single parent and I constantly check in with my kid. Like, if I'm going to be away from home for a longer period of time, I call and I let her know. I check in and see how she's doing. You know, I make sure that she's got what she needs, if she's got dinner or if she wants me to bring something home. The main character in this story is on a like vacation with her boyfriend, and she is in another state. She doesn't call her son. Maybe once every couple days. And for me, that's just unthinkable. Like, how do you do that? I don't know. To me, that's bad parenting. I know for other people that might be different, but based on how I parent and my situation, she's not a stellar parent. And I don't understand how she can't want to check in with her kid at least once a day to make sure that he's okay. I think he's in high school. But yeah, it's just odd to me. And she's so caught up in this one particular thing that she's just not thinking about anything else and is kind of being whiny about the fact that she can't do what she wants to do when there's another case at hand that they need her for. They need her expertise on, and she just pardon my language here, but she half-asses her job on this case that has now been assigned to her because she doesn't want to work on that. She wants to work on this other thing. And yeah, so maybe that's why I feel like I've been reading this book for a really, really long time, but I'm not getting anywhere. Because just the amount of whining that she does and how she's reacting, it makes it feel like this story is being dragged out for a long time. And I think within the scope of this particular case that she wants to work on, it is one that carries over from the previous installment, so book 2. Book 2 and 3 in this series are connected. So it's the same case, and now we've got or I should say the same cases, because there's kind of 2 cases going on in book 2, and then in book 3 is kind of a carryover of those 2 cases, and now there's another case. So yeah, I should feel like this is moving a lot faster than it is, considering the amount of cases that are being worked on, but it kind of feels like it's dragging. And so yeah, I'm kind of disappointed because this was one that I was really looking forward to getting into and following the case and seeing how it all wraps up, but it's moving so slowly for me. So that's pretty much all that I've been reading lately. I do intend on getting into my Death Note chapters when I'm done recording this clip. Well, I've got to record my wrap-up clip to talk about more about something from the night side. And then I want to get into my chapters of Death Note. We are reading the second Black edition, or volumes 3 and 4 of Death Note for my manga club meeting, just so that I have everything taken care of in advance. Because normally I leave a lot of the manga club reading to the last minute. So being that I was on vacation, or I am still on vacation this week, I am able to kind of crank those volumes out a little bit more. But I'm obviously not doing very well on my rotating decks TBR, considering Velocity was one of those books, and I still have to read 3+ volumes of manga, even though I have already read 4 volumes. I am going to have to shake up my TBR a little bit just because I do want to read a 4-volume manga series in preparation for something I want to do for March Mystery Madness. So I think I'm not going to be reading Millennium Snow and prioritize that other 4-volume series. But yeah, it's the middle of the month. We've got, well, it's a little over the middle of the month. And I am not doing very well with my reading. So, yeah, that's where we're at with that. I've just kind of been enjoying my vacation. I'm in my last week of vacation, so I do go back to work next week, Tuesday. So 1 week from now. And I've been enjoying watching the Olympics, following everything that's going on with the ice skating competition and all of the things that are going on with that. It's been very interesting. I am behind as far as Olympics watching, though, because a lot of the things my mom and my daughter are like, don't watch without me. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. I just want to watch, everything. And so I'm a little bit behind in our watching of Olympic events. There are definitely things that they are not interested in watching, so I have been able to watch some of that. But a lot of the things that are up right now are stuff they want to watch, and I'm just all like, oh, I just want to watch the Olympics, and I can't. So, yeah, there's that. I've been spending a bit of time playing some video games, which I've been enjoying. I just recently finished the first part of Creatures of the Deep 2, I think it is, Creatures of the Deep 2. It was a free download on the Nintendo Switch shop. And it is one of those hidden object kind of puzzle-y type games. Really enjoyed that. And so now I'm on the second part of that. Once you finish the first part, you unlock the second game. And so, yeah, I've been enjoying that. We've had 2 blackouts in the last 48 hours. I don't know what happened, but about midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning on Super Bowl Sunday, the lights or the power went out, and they did not get the power back up until 1 o'clock Super Bowl Sunday afternoon. So it was out for about 12 hours. It tried to come back a couple of times, but it was just like a blip. The longest that it was back was like for an hour Sunday morning, so like about 10 o'clock in the morning to almost 11, we had power, and then it went out again. And then, so yeah, we don't watch football, so it was not a big deal for us. Plus, there was no Olympics coverage because of the football, so I wasn't too worried about when the power was going to come back on. I figured they'd have it back, and so yeah, they did. And then promptly at midnight last night, or this morning, the power went out again for about 20 minutes. I know they've been working on it outside. There are large holes in the ground because they're getting to the lines. But yeah, I don't know if they're done fixing the lines yet or how that goes, but they usually don't start with their jackhammers until about 10 o'clock, 11 at night. So, yeah, that's kind of what's been going on here. It's a cold, dark, windy day, and I am loving it. It was rather hot this weekend. It was in the high 80s. I don't think it got to the 90s, but it was summertime weather. I had to turn on the house fans. It was very warm. I was not happy, but this kind of weather is my happy weather. I absolutely love this type of weather, and so I am just enjoying every moment I have today. I think the last thing that I want to share with you before I close out this diary entry is my sweater. So I actually dropped it on the ground, so hold on 1 second, I'll pick it up and show it to you. Okay, so it's still in this bag. I've actually gotten quite a bit of the sweater done while I was watching the Olympics, which was surprising to me considering how complex the front panel is. And so let me show you where I am. So I am not sure where I showed it to you last, but I have completed the body. So I have done the ribbing and bound off, and now I am working away on the first sleeve. So you can see I have my markers here to show where my cable panel goes, and then I'm just working it on a large or a smaller circumference circular needle. These are the Denise interchangeable needles that I had talked about in my Yarny update, and I am enjoying it. So far so good. I am feeling a bit better about how much yarn I have left, considering I have more than 4 skeins left. So I have 2 skeins for each sleeve and then a little bit more, and I am just very, very happy. I am a little bit concerned with this neckline. It seems really high when I hold it up to my body. And I'm not a big fan of high necklines, but we're going to have to see how that goes once I'm actually able to put it on. There is a lot of stretch in this because the cable panel is sucking everything in, but I am loving this. It was such an enjoyable project to work on. And so, yeah, body done. Just need to put 2 sleeves on that, and then it'll be ready to take a bath and block out, and I am very, very happy with that project. I did put in a couple of rows on my Jurassic, or I should say my Yeti Goes to Jurassic Park V-back tee, but this project was just calling to me so much that I was like, you know what, let me just try to work on it, because I was enjoying stitching on this project so much. And I was able to get that front panel done. And so, yeah, I'm super happy with what I've been able to accomplish as far as my knitting goes this past couple of weeks. And that will pretty much do it for me for this check-in. So I am going to close out this diary entry here. Let me know down in the comments below what you have been reading. Have you had a favorite read of the month so far? There are a bunch of March readathons happening. Let me know what readathons, if any, you will be participating in. I would, of course, hope that you will be considering participating in March Mystery Madness, because that is the thing that I participate in every year. Obviously, I've hosted it for 6 out of the 7 years, and I have participated in all 7 years. So, yeah, it's kind of a running tradition for me. But if you're not going to participate in March Mystery Madness, let me know which ones you are participating in, because I know there are a ton, and every year there are more and more and more readathons in the month of March. If you haven't had a favorite read of the month yet, let me know what you are reading, or if you're working on a craft, let me know that as well. I would love to know, and that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and simile always. Bye.